Welcome. This is yoga. So if you have a blocker or ring, go ahead and have that near you. We're going to start today in a seated position with the soles of our feet together. Interlace your fingers around your toes and then wiggle as high up as you can toward those heels. And then just start moving your head side to side, just to go lay down. Go lay with your chair. Moving your head side to side, lengthen through your spine. Catching your breath, feeling into your body, and find a nice, straight, neutral spine. Inhale, lift the chin up. Exhale, start lowering down, and you can use your elbows on your legs to help you. When you're ready to come up, try to round up through the spine on your way up. Deep breath in, exhale, fold it down, and then inhale, round it up. So on the exhalation down, we're keeping our back as straight as comfortably possible. And on the inhalation, we're rounding it up. Good, just keep moving with that breath, feeling into the spine body. Make any little movements along the way that feel good. Just about 10 more seconds, moving through this. And then we're gonna take our legs nice and long. Good. And then the next time that your spine is up, take your legs nice and long out to the side. Make any little adjustments, wiggle your knees, fix your leggings. Good, and now we're gonna reach the arms all the way up. Deep breath in. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, fold it down. Just moving with the breath. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Good, about 2 more up and down, and then we're gonna stay down. Good, and then the next time that your hands are touching the ground, keep those hands onto the ground. Tiptoe as far as you can out in front of you. Tiptoe those hands out. Reach out as far as comfortably possible. Wiggle your knees. Reset. And then keep your hands onto the ground. Inhale, look up. Exhale, bow down. Try to keep those hands, even if it's just your fingertips, touching the ground. And you're just lengthening through the torso, through the legs. Each exhalation can get you as low as comfortably possible for you. About 3 more breaths up and down, and then we're gonna stay down. And then the next time that you're down, stay here, tiptoe those hands out even farther. Wiggle your knees, just stay nice and low for about 10 deep breaths. The exhalation can get you lower, or you can just stay where you're at. You can keep wiggling those knees to lengthen through the backs of the legs. Your back stretch out. Good, 3 more deep breaths, and then we're gonna start walking your hands over to the right side. On your next exhalation, walk your hands over to the right side. Try to keep your left hip bone onto the ground. If you need to, you can even press your left hand onto that left leg, at least for starters, so it doesn't lift up. And then if you can, if it's comfortable, try to catch your foot with either your right hand, your left hand can stay pressing onto your left leg, or both hands. If you need to, grab a ring Or you could even use your block here if your arms are super long. So it's either a ring holding on, or your hands, or even a block. Just try not to let this left hip bone lift up. I can feel it in mine, it's wanting to lift up. So even press it down if you want to. Sometimes it helps to press with your hand to see what it's supposed to feel like. And then you can keep that grounded as you stretch out your arm. 5 more deep breaths. All right, on your exhalation, walk your hands back to center and then all the way over to the left side. We're going to take a few side to side motions, just going over to the right and then walk it over to the left, staying nice and low, kind of warming up through the hips, through the side body. Good, just feeling all the way through the torso, through the legs. About 2 more side to side, and then we'll stay over to the left side. Good, and then the next time that you're over to the left, stay here. And just breathe. Remember, you can use the right hand to press your hip down on that right side. And at your own comfort level, using any props that you need to, stretch over to that left side. Right hip stays grounded onto the ground. Use either just your left hand or both hands on that left foot. 5 more deep breaths. Good. All right, now we're going back and forth again. Go back over to the right. You should start feeling a little bit more stretched out than you were before. Over to the left. We're going to start adding some twists into this. So that first part was just getting us warmed up through the lower body. Now we're going to go a little bit deeper stretching into our upper body. Good, about 2 more each way, and then we'll come back to our right side. Take your time really stretching out through that low back, through the hips. And then the next time that you're over to the right side, you might want to bring those props along with you in case you need them. Stay over to the right. We're going to start with catching that right hand onto the right foot. Remember, use a strap or a ring if you need to. Take that left hand, press onto the hip. See how low you can comfortably go. Now start looking up to the ceiling. Keep pressing left hand onto left hip. Take a few breaths. When you're ready, see if you can extend your left arm out to the right side. Breathe here. Really make sure that left hip is grounded on the ground. And now at your own comfort level, take this right hand and place it right in front of you. Keep holding on to that right foot with your left hand and then look up. So this right hand is helping press up. Breathe here. Keep sinking low into this. 5 more deep breaths. Good, and then on your exhalation, slowly start pointing your nose back to that right knee, and then do a few of these back and forths, going over to your left side and your right side. Just breathe through any resistance, any tension. Hopefully you're starting to feel really good, really awake through the body. All right, and then if you needed those props, bring any props that you need for the next time that you're over to the left side. Stay here. Start with just holding the foot, left hand. Use that right hand to press your hip bone down as you sink even lower into this. Stay here, breathe a few deep breaths here. Start looking up to the ceiling. Good, when you're ready, stretch out that right arm. See if you can touch your foot or use a strap to help you. Keep looking up to the ceiling. Now you could stay here, or if you wanted to, you could take that left hand in front of you on the ground and then press up. Keep grounding that right hip on the ground as you look up to the ceiling. 5 deep breaths. With each inhalation, lengthen. With the exhalation, draw the belly in and try to look up higher. Good, 2 more deep breaths. And on your exhalation, point that nose back down toward the knee. And then go back into your walking your hands over to one side and the other side. Really deep stretches here. You guys remember to drink your water, especially after yoga. Flushing out those toxins that we're bringing to the surface right now. Remember, everything is just about balance. Good, go about 2 more each side. And then when you're ready, meet back in the middle. Walking your hands up, bend your knees with your left foot in as high as you can toward your seat bones, and your right leg is going to be in front of it. We're not going to stack. We're just going to stagger, like staggered but not stacked. All right, and then place your hands onto your knees. Inhale, lift your chin up. Exhale, hinge down, press your knees down. You should feel a deep stretch when you press those knees down. Inhaling, lifting up the chin, looking all the way up. Exhale, folding down. Similar to what we did at the beginning of class, but this should feel like a deep hip stretch. We're getting the same type of stretch that we would in a pigeon pose, especially with this right front leg. All right, about 2 more, and then we're just gonna stay folded down and try to put some weight onto those knees. And then the next time that you stay down, or that you're down, stay down, and then you can bend your elbows and just use your elbows to press your legs down. Get as low as you comfortably can. Those elbows are just pressing your legs down. Again, we should be feeling a similar stretch that you feel with a pigeon pose. When you do a pigeon pose, just get as low as you comfortably can. If you feel like you can start walking your arms out like we do with the pigeon pose, unless it feels better to put your elbows onto your knees. So see what feels better. And we have about 10 deep breaths just to the center, and then we're going to walk over to one side and then the other side. With each exhalation, get a little bit deeper if it's comfortable. Good, get nice and deep. Another 3 more deep breaths. See if the exhalation can take you even deeper. Good, if you feel super good, you can stay where you're at or start walking your hands over to that right side, the side that the legs in front of you. And then press your hands into the ground. You should start feeling a stretch all the way in that side back body. Press those hands deep into the ground. Keep sending all of the weight back toward that left seat bone. Good, 3 more deep breaths, and then we're gonna walk it over to the left side, and we should feel a deeper stretch through the right back body. And when you're ready, start walking it all the way over to that left side. Stay nice and low. Tiptoe all the way over until you feel like you can't go anymore. And then press those hands into the ground. Deep stretch through this right side body into the back. 5 more deep breaths. On your exhalation, bring it back to your center. We're going to rock the hips up just slightly. Your right leg is in front. Take the left leg all the way back. So it's going to be a full pigeon pose. Scooch that left leg all the way back, then over to your right side. We're taking a full pigeon. Keep taking that left leg over to the right side. Extend your arms out as much as comfortably possible and get low as much as you want, or you can stay in your high pigeon. Good, 5 more deep breaths, and then we're gonna have an option to bind. All right, start coming into a high pigeon if you're not already. Just stay here, a few deep breaths. Taking your time, maybe curl that toe behind you and lift and reset through the seat bones as much as needed. Just lifting up through the chin, stretching out the abdominal muscles, squeezing the back muscles. 5 deep breaths, and then we're gonna have the option to bind. Okay, if you feel good, you can stay here, or make sure you're on the meaty part of your knee, and you could bend this back knee and catch with either one hand or both hands. 5 more deep breaths. On the exhalation, gently release. Okay, we're gonna come into a split. So have the block near you. Lift up through your seat bones, start shifting your hips back, and then start bringing your right leg forward. just at your own comfort level, you can go as low as you do or as deep as you want. Maybe you're just gonna lean your hips back and hug into your leg like this, or if you wanted to, you could get a little bit lower. Option to use that block as you need to. Our hips are gonna feel so nice and loose after this, the hips, the hamstrings. So take your time getting there, whatever it is for you. Maybe you go a little bit deeper than you had before because we took so much time warming up into this. 10 deep breaths wherever you're at, whatever feels good for you. Good, 5 more deep breaths. I'm gonna see if I can go even lower. Good. Two more deep breaths. And on the exhalation, slowly start finding a tabletop position. Take your time. Slowly come out of it. Just in a tabletop position. So remember which leg that you had in front. All right, so rounding and arcing, move through the cat-cow. Loosening through the spine. I know I was doing my right leg, so we want to make sure we remember which side that we're doing. For when we come to the other side, we're going to take a few cat-cows, a few down dogs, and we'll come back and do our other side. Good, just loosening up through the spine wherever it feels good. You can stay and breathe and move into it. Just take your time. And then the next time you come into your rounded spine, find that rounded spine, curl your toes and take into a down dog, either walking your dog or holding your dog. You're gonna take your time. Your right side should feel way more loose than your left side, or whatever side that you were just doing all of the stretches with. Good. And let's take a balancing pose on just our right side. Walk your hands all the way back toward your feet, and then slowly round up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Balance on your right foot or whatever foot you were just stretching out. The left foot comes into a tree pose, either above the knee, below the knee, or you can graze your toes onto the ground. When you're ready, find those branches. Good, feel nice and strong. Hopefully you feel really strong through that right side. Nice and balanced, strong, fluid. Just look at something not moving, or maybe you look at a tree, if you can see a tree, or imagine a tree. Think about those roots grounding into the earth, the branches going high up into the sky, weathering the storms as they come, enjoying the sunshine when it's out. Good, 3 more deep breaths. Good. And on your exhalation, bring those palms to your heart center. Step your left foot behind you. See if you can come all the way down without using your hands to help you. Good. And now we're going to bring our left leg in the front. The right leg is going to be more up toward your pelvic area. Reset through your bones, through the seat bones, move any flesh out of the way. And then just start leaning into this. Lean onto your legs. Feel the stretch through the back. Feel those seat bones grounding into the ground. Just getting nice and low and deep into it. Now, if it's comfortable, you can start extending those arms out in front of you. Pressing your hands into the ground, send even more of your weight in towards your seat bones. 10 deep breaths here. Good. Keep pressing that weight all the way back. 5 more deep breaths. Let each exhalation get you even deeper. Maybe even make little wiggles toward that back body to get even deeper. 2 more deep breaths. And then start walking your hands over to the left side. Take your time. You should start feeling a stretch through your right side body into the back. 5 deep breaths here. Oh, this feels really good. All right, let's just take 1 more deep breath. And when you're ready, just walk it over to the right side. If you want to stay a little bit longer in one asana, one pose in the other, feel free. Just walk it over as far as comfortable for you. Press your hands into the ground and feel that deep stretch. Try to relax those hips into this. Remember, we have a pigeon coming up. So this is a really good prep for that pigeon pose. Good, 1 more deep breath. And on your exhalation, walk it all the way back to center. We're lifting those hips up. And then this time we take the right leg all the way back. Left leg is going to stay up. Take your time getting here. Try to walk that right leg over to the left side. We're going to be here at least 10 deep breaths. So just take your time, surrendering into this, getting as long into this as you want. It's just your own comfort level. You can start lowering down or you can stay up high. And just take your time breathing through it. You maybe are feeling more tension on this side than the other side or vice versa. That's completely normal. Try to breathe through any resistance you're feeling. Just listen to it, breathe into it, acknowledge it. Okay, 5 more deep breaths. Big, long, deep inhalations and exhalations. And when you're ready, start placing your hands under your shoulders so you can come up into a high pigeon. Stretch out the abdominals, the low back. Lifting up the chin, 5 deep breaths here, and then we'll have that option to bind. Let's go. Face it down. All right, now you can stay here if you feel good, or you can make sure you're on that meaty part of your knee and binding, either catching your foot with one hand or both hands. 5 breaths. And on your exhalation, slowly release. Flex that foot, make sure you're safe onto the knee bone. As you lower down, now we're gonna start coming into our Hanasana, our split. So use the block as you need to. Start shifting your hips back. And then bring your leg out in front of you. So take your time coming here. If you just want to stay with your knee bent in front of you, or maybe you want to just stretch out your front leg and shift your hips back. You could experiment with what feels good. And then at your own comfort level, extend out as much or as little as you want. You use your block to help you. Remember, there's different heights to that block. And our hips are different on each side. So what was feeling good on one side might not feel as good on the other side. You can go a little bit lower. Definitely, I'm tighter on this side for me personally. So we're gonna stay here about 10 deep breaths. You can go higher or lower at your own comfort. Let that breath help you. Five more deep breaths. Two more deep breaths. And then when you're ready, slowly start coming out. Find that tabletop position. Those knees in line with your hip bones, hands under your shoulders, and start moving through your cat-cow. Rounding and arcing. Hopefully you feel even on both sides. Now that we've done both sides, just resetting through your spine. We'll take about 3 more deep breaths, moving through the cat-cow, and then we'll find a down dog, and we'll come to our tree, balancing on the left side, on the other side. So whenever you're ready, the next time you come into that rounded cat pose, you can stay here a little bit, sway around, take a few breaths into it. And then whenever you're ready, curl your toes, find your downward facing dog. Either just holding your down dog or walk through it for about 5 deep breaths. Good, and then when you're ready, start walking your hands all the way up towards your feet, and then slowly rounding vertebrae by vertebrae till you come to that tall spine. Now we're going to balance on the left foot with the right leg, finding your tree pose anywhere but the knee, above the knee, below the knee, or you can graze your toes onto the ground. When you're ready, start finding your branches. This is not a great place to move your head around if you want to balance. This is a good time to just look at something that's not moving, or even a tree, which moves a little bit, but it really grounds into the ground, buoyant through all of your joints. 5 more deep breaths. And 1 more deep breath in. On your exhalation, bring the palms to your heart center. Lower your foot down and set the right foot behind you. Left foot in front, we're going to try to lower down without using our hands. So before we had our right foot, if the right foot was your dominant one, it's going to be harder. Just like for me, this is harder because my left foot is not my dominant one. Okay. Yeah, definitely I was better on my right side. Okay, so now we're just going to slowly lower all the way down onto our back. Hug your knees into your chest, massage through that spine. And then hugging both legs with your right hand. Let your legs go over to the right side. Look to the left. Well, I didn't even realize I was so tense in my low back, but this should just feel like a nice, gentle low back stretch. 3 more deep breaths here. And then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Good. On your next exhalation, we're just gonna bring those legs back to center. Wrap your left arm around both legs. And then send those legs over to the left with your spine staying nice and long, and look to the right. That's what's great about yoga, is even if you don't know that you need it, you probably still need it. Good. 2 more deep breaths here. And on your exhalation, bring your legs back into your center. Move yourself into a tight little ball. We're going to come out into a canoe. Canoe with your legs long, arms long. Hold the canoe. 5, 4, 3. Hollow out that belly. 2, 1, and then release onto the ground. You can make any little adjustments, any little movements coming on the center of your back, of your mat, making sure your back is nice and long, your hips grounded, shoulders grounded, palms open up, feet open to the side. Take a big deep breath in, and then sigh it out. One more time, big deep breath in. Side out. And just release into the earth, feeling your body ground into the gravity of the earth. Feel the rise and the fall of your breath, rising you up on the inhalation, sinking you down on the exhalation. Just like the waves of an ocean, rising and falling. And imagine you are in the ocean, on the beach, just laying on the beach. And think about the ocean, the animals in the ocean, the whales, the majestic sea creatures, sending love and light into the ocean. And then imagining that inside of your body, you are a majestic creature, just like the ocean, the animals in the ocean, all of your organs are majestic, beautiful, wonderful creatures that you send love and light to. Thinking about all the things that make you feel happy, make you feel good. Focusing on those good feeling thoughts. When you're ready, you start making small movements, wiggling your fingers and your toes, moving your head side to side. Bring your knees into your chest, give yourself a big hug. And then rock yourself up into a seated position. With those seat bones nice and grounded. And when you inhale up, I want you to imagine all of the colors of the rainbow. And your arms are going to inhale up just like a rainbow. All of the colors of a rainbow. And then bring it into your heart center, all of those colors coming into your heart. 2 more times up and around. We're going to inhale a rainbow. Exhale into your heart. 1 more time. Inhale all the beautiful colors of the rainbow. And bring it into your heart center. Your thumbs to your heart. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you. Thank you guys so much. This has been really good.